Hey everybody, I'm Jesse and welcome to another edition of Gen X Thinks. As you can see, I'm having a little bit of an issue with just getting used to all this stuff, my new stuff. What the? Oh, okay. Alright, there we go. Alright, that looks better. Arnis, Overlord of Cuba, Metal Gear, Loran, Mike. What's up, Mike? Living and active. Glad to see y'all here. OG Tango. Hey. I was gonna kick this off. It hit me earlier today, driving along on my way back from grocery shopping, actually. I'm thinking about the price of gasoline now and stuff and all that shit, the price of everything going up. And it actually hit me, so I looked it up, and the United States is one of the largest exporters of oil and petroleum products in the world. We're in the top three. 1, 2, or 3, something like that. And me anyway, I'm not gonna put this on all of y'all, but me, I kind of know that or whatever, but I never really put 2 and 2 together, right? Dog Karma, thank you. VPR Pina, what's up? Congratulations, VPR. Glad you could become a member, become one of the elite, a member of Gen X Thinks. Electronic Music Underground, what's up? Just Another Guy in the Woods. Old Man, hello everybody. So here's where this train of thought led me. We're possibly or definitely one of the largest oil exporters around the world. So we're exporting it out to sell to other countries. So we have so much, we have such an abundance that we can sell it to other countries. Okay? And like 4 point some odd million barrels a day is what we export. Okay? So if America has that much oil, the United States of America, why does some Iranian missile knocking out a boat in the Straits of Hormuz make my gas prices go up? All right. There's only one answer. It's for greed. Straight up. That does not affect, they could sink every tanker that goes through the Straits of Hormuz from now until doomsday, and it wouldn't affect the amount of oil that the United States has. We export it. We have too much. We can't use it all. America cannot use all its oil. So we sell it we sell the surplus to other countries. Not only that, we import some to sell to other countries. We get it from Venezuela. And even that doesn't have to go through the Straits of Hormuz because it's on the same, it's on the same hemisphere. So they just ship it up here from Venezuela and shit. But they're gonna jack our prices up and talking about this Iran, they don't want to call it a war, so I guess it's a police action or some kind of affirmative action or something, some $10 word that they're going to throw at it and call it something else besides war. But they're going to say this conflict in Iran is the cause of my gas prices here in Florida going up. And that's just complete bullshit. The greed of these billion-dollar companies, these trillion-dollar companies, and these billionaire CEOs is really unfathomable at times. Because I've got a maddening habit of putting these kind of situations and putting them on a different scale, right? If your kids are hungry, would you sell your last loaf of bread just to make a profit? Make extra $2? Well, I can get this loaf I bought it for $5, but I can get 7 for it if I sell it to the neighbor. And while your kids are going hungry, but a government will do that in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, a government will do that. But because it's on a larger scale, we're supposed to accept it, right? That's just the way it is. They screw us, because that's just the way it is. It just blows my mind, really. Oh, okay, Melody, you finally figured it out? All right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, underground. Yeah. Or at least regulated, if not nationalized, at least regulated. There's no reason for our fuel and electricity costs to go up because of some conflict on the other side of the world. But they'll use these excuses to rob us. And they normalize these prices. Watch. It's almost $4 a gallon now. Now, 2 months ago, I thought $2.89 was high. I thought that was ridiculous. Gas is $2.89. Now it's $3.89. So when it goes back down to $3.29, I'll be happy. Oh yeah, man, this is great. It's holy shit. It's not $4 a gallon anymore. You see how they did it though? They jacked up the prices ridiculously high, and then they go back down, and it's still higher than it started to begin with. But I'm comfortable paying that now because they dropped it back down. And I've seen them do that throughout the whole time. That's how they do the gas prices. They jack them way up and then they come down part of the way, and we're happy because they came down, but they never did come back down to where they were. You know what I'm saying? Wenjo, Melody, hanging with Christopher. Light Day, what's up, Light Day? Tomcat, what's up, Tomcat? Mr. Hurst. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's how they squeeze a little more out of us, Hurst. Yep. Okay. For diesel in Norway. And it used to be, Laik, it used to be that when I was a kid anyway, diesel was dirt cheap. Uh, what I remember when gas was $1 a gallon, diesel was probably 60 cents a gallon or something like that. Diesel was cheap. Then all of a sudden we get into the 2010s or whatever, 2000s, and diesel is $1 more than gasoline. Like, what the hell happened? Yeah, and why? Why? For the same reason, just because they want to squeeze a little more out of us. JPC, what's up? Yeah, time to upgrade to a Flintstone ride. Yeah, well, they'll all have us riding horses. Yeah, well, if they wouldn't use the money, if they used the money in a, in a way that at least didn't harm others, you can't force somebody to help others, but hell, at least don't do harm. Don't rob everybody. You know what I mean? If they just leave everybody else to hell alone and not destroy competition and price gouge and all that shit. I don't care how much Elon Musk has, hundreds of billions or whatever. More power to him. But when you start doing all this crooked shit, price gouging and just taking everything from the common working person, making us poorer. Hell, get as rich as you can. Don't make me poorer though, with your newfound power. You know, well, not newfound. Most of these companies, but yeah, cap the prices for domestic use. Anything, but they never will. The government will not do that. They won't. They just will not do it. But yeah, there's many ideas we could use RR to regulate the price of power here, oil or natural gas or electricity, all of it, right? If we have enough to export, then it should be dirt cheap for Americans. Dirt cheap. And you make your money off of the rest of the world. But that's not good enough for them. They'll have us all living in the streets and shit if they can. It's insane. Yeah, but we've been told that lie forever, Laura Ann. But it's come more and more coming out that it's a renewable resource. Yeah, we were scared to death that we were going to run out of oil. Now we find out that hell, we're not going to run out of oil anytime soon. Oh, okay. All right, Bucky. Glad to see you here. Oh, that was the wrong one. Here we go. I wanted to show y'all the Lakes Valhalla alligator now. I love that damn thing. See it again. It cracks me up. Yeah, that's me and Lake's new religion there. So, yeah, chew on that one. Yeah, yeah, of course. Harness, yep. Electricity is going to go up because, or it's already going up because all these data centers and shit. And we're paying for all this AI. People don't understand that part of it. Okay, building cat, yeah, yeah. And I definitely everybody wants to shit on the solar and the wind power and all that stuff, but that stuff gets you unhooks you from the system. I don't want to be chained to those gas pumps for the rest of my life, right? I'd love to go on just complete solar, get my power from the sun, and charge up straight from the sun. Put that power right in my pickup truck, cook my food with it, everything, and they can do whatever the hell they want with the prices of electricity. It won't affect me at all. Yeah, well, yeah, Melody, yep, that's true. It does make you appreciate things more. Wayne Beatty, what's up, Wayne? Silvio, what's up? Glad to see you here. Yeah, whoever controls the energy controls the world, when Joe, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Oh, you saw it just now on Discord, Melody? Yeah. Yeah, he put it on Discord for me so I could download it here. Thanks again, Laic. I appreciate it. Just another guy in the woods. Irish Cream Spring Green. What's up, Irish? Glad to see you here. Oh, yeah, Arnis, thank you. Hit the like button if you would. Or if you think I suck, hit the thumbs down button. They both work. Yeah, all the oil now, it's it's coming out there through research and stuff, Laura, and that it is a renewable resource. Yeah. So, um, we've just been lied to, just like everything else. Just like everything else. They've just been lying to us about it, and keeping it, keeping it, what's it called? It's rare and valuable, so you got to pay $4, $5, $10 a gallon for it. Yeah, 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 RR, and that's what a lot of people don't understand, and I truly believe that they think they're superior species. They think their bloodlines are better than ours. They see us as sheep or cattle. They honestly do because of their bloodlines and shit. It goes all the way back, to the nobility and all that. They wouldn't intermingle with the peasants, and yeah, the same shit. They just think they are better, you know. And we've seen anytime somebody steps up and says, everybody's the same, love your brother, uh, all good to fellow man and all that shit, they end up dying. They end up getting killed. So there you go. Shannon's page, what's up? Slarty Bartfast, what's up, Slarty? I never did see Slarty. From damn, I just read the book because Lake told me to. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That's a name from that book, isn't it, Slarty? Uh, just another guy in the woods, aka Lake. He probably recognizes that name too. Yeah. Yeah, that's where I'm at, underground. Yeah. Living cheap, getting my bills up, because either way, you can work up and make enough money to buy whatever you want, or you can narrow down your wants to where you have enough money to buy everything. You already have everything you want. If you narrow it down far enough, you have everything you want already, you know? So then you're rich. Got everything I want. Shit, I don't want nothing else. Why would I want, why would I want a new $1,200 phone when this one works fine? Why would I want a new $80,000 car when mine works fine and it's paid off? I like it, you know. So once you get to that point, either top or bottom, you're rich. That's rich to me. Having everything you want or wanting everything you have, either way you want to look at it. Yeah, and that's where I'm trying to get to. Just pare down, and own, be able to own. You have to own it, of course, but get my living expenses down low enough to where I have everything I want. Yeah, yeah, Muskogee. We say that, but that it's so fundamental. Everything is a lie. Yeah, everything we've been told is a lie. Yep. Yeah, we don't. They don't want us to have our own energy or grow our gardens. Yep. Yeah, keep the flags of discontent flying. Yeah. Yeah, I tend to agree with you, RR. Tough times ahead. It's just the way it is. It doesn't, I can't see anything else. Um, it's just going to get more difficult. I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel yet. And hopefully there will be, but can't count on it. DVS, what's up, DVS? Yeah. Okay. Windmills, and you can, if you're by a stream that's big enough, you can use a water wheel to produce power. Grind grain. Lisa, what's up, Lisa? Glad to see you here. Yeah. Yeah, Robert. Did I say hi yet, Robert? Hey, Robert, glad to see you here, buddy. Becoming as independent as one can be is never bad, but now it really highlights the need for it. Yeah. I feel it even more now. I've always wanted to be independent. I mean, my entire life, back before solar battery powered cars were the thing. I wanted one to so I didn't have to go to the gas station anymore. I couldn't wait for them to start coming out with them, make the technology available. Um, but I've always wanted to get away from the system. And I've been working that way, but then, shit happens, life knocks you down and shit. And I never have achieved that goal, not yet, but I'm still working toward it. And now I'm feeling the pressure to become independent even more than I ever have before. Before it was kind of just I wanted to, just a disgust with the system. Now I feel pressured to do it for survival. Oh, use a windmill to pump up their well water? Okay. Why can't we figure out Teslas technically? What do you mean, Wenjo? I don't I don't understand that. Why can't we figure them out? Oh, we have to get it out of the ground or too much pressure builds and cause earthquakes and volcanoes. That's possible, yeah. It's going good, Lisa. How's it going with you? Glad you could make it. Glad to see you here. Having a pretty decent day today. I made some strawberry and peach cobbler today. And then, oh yeah, I have that here too, I think. That is, oh, there it is. Here we go. That's my strawberry and peach cobbler. Yeah, look at that bad boy. And I am in the middle of making some sourdough bread. Yep. I'm gonna knock Laura Ann off her throne one of these days. Yeah. She's the baker. She's gonna be our Cuban administrator of bakery. Yep. Seeps out of the ground all over the place in California. Yeah. All the wealth you need, RR, yeah. Oh, technology. Oh, you mean like the man Tesla. Okay. Well, I think it gets suppressed because you have to file a patent, right? You have to. I mean, you could just share it with a couple of your neighbors, and people probably have. But you need facilities to do all the experiments Tesla did, uh, and to copy the stuff he did. You need to file patents and all this stuff, right? And as soon as you do that, and it then you won't listen to the people that the oil industry send to talk to you. Then you figure out that life isn't worth living. You know, uh, like a boat, like those Boeing whistleblowers. Remember a couple years ago, 2 3 years ago, those Boeing whistleblowers. They all ended up in parking lots. Goodbye cruel world, just before they could testify. Well, I'm sure just before your patent can go public and you can get your stuff to market, you know, uh, you miss out on a couple of your antidepressant meds, and you decide that you do need a hole in the head pretty badly, or the oil industry figures you do. Metal Gear. You're a minimalist. Oliver Rust, what's up, Oliver? Glad you could make it, dude. A wind turbine that produces electricity and pumps water. No, Trump's uncle took all of Tesla's research. I haven't heard that before. Roz, there he is. What's up, Roz? Glad you could make it. Oh, you make blackberry pie diabetic friendly, Melody? Yeah, it tastes pretty damn good. I can still improve on it a little bit, though. It doesn't taste like it underground. It tastes better than that. Not that I know what bear poo tastes like. Oh, okay. All right, Robert. I hate that shit when technology starts fritzing out on you. Oh, you got sidetracked, Loran? I was going to get blueberries, but then they had strawberries on sale at Publix. So I got strawberries and peaches. All right, Arnis. I can't. Arnis is going to be a micromanager. All right, Loran. You got to ask Arnis, I guess, Loran, if you can be the vice regent of bakery. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. DVS. Yeah. Children need more tools, not toys. Yep. Stuff to learn actual valuable skills and properties. Yeah, he got screwed by Westinghouse and Edison. Oh, okay. All right, Lauren. Yeah, I'll make one of these days. I'll make a video on the sourdough bread. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it can all be harvested as energy. Yeah, OG. Yep. Your dad taught you to rebuild alternators and starters when you were about 7. Oh, speaking of that, I ran across an article written, and it was the title was I'm 37 and I've already learned that nobody's coming to save me. And I read this article, and I'm sitting here thinking, you're 37 and you're saying already? You've learned this already? I learned that shit at 7. By 7 years old, I knew no one was coming to save me. No, you're talking about 37 and you're just now figuring that shit out. Right? Who the hell are these people writing these kind of articles? And now, I've read that's a millennial, and I read a boomer article, and now the algorithm, that's all they want to throw me are these damn articles, with millennials and boomers pissing and moaning about. And what the hell, what planet are these people from? Already. I'm 37 and I already had to figure out that nobody's coming to save me. So who's coming to save you this whole time? And all of a sudden you're just now not getting saved anymore. You know what I mean? What on earth? I mean, I knew that shit before I got into junior high. Nobody was coming to save me. Uh, what the hell? Yeah, Earth free energy entrepreneurs have a limited lifespan. Yeah, their life expectancy is about 2 minutes after they file a patent. Yeah, I don't know what it is between filing patents for free energy they cause insanity and the list of side effects of filing a patent for free energy makes those pill patents, the pharmaceutical patents, makes those look like child's play. Suicidal tendencies and bleeding from a hole in the head, abdominal bleeding, your heart, heart stoppage, death, yeah, all that shit. Filing for one of those patents is you're just, yeah, you might as well just jump off a cliff, yeah, or throw yourself into a bear enclosure or something. Yeah, when Joe, yeah, that a lot of people do, and that's the thing about him. I really, really uh, had high hopes because his first term, he did everything he said he was going to do. Okay, and he earned my trust. But now he said he ran on peace and prosperity. Now gas is almost $4 a gallon, and we're at conflict, not war, because nobody wants to call it war. So we're at conflict. Conflict isn't peace, and $4 a gallon isn't prosperity. That's taking more money out of my damn pocket. So yeah, um, so I'm a little jaded now. I'm getting that weird feeling that I've been bamboozled. I've been hornswoggled. Analog kid. Tomcat. What's up, Tomcat? Only boomers can be this stupid. uh, yeah. That reminds me of a joke I heard, and I said it on one of my joke videos that I did a year or two ago. Probably most of y'all haven't heard of it, haven't heard it. Tet 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 Vris. Tet, what's up, Tet? Glad to see you here. Glad you can make it. But yeah, my dad taught me how to swim. He said he put me tied me up in a bag and just threw me in the in the lake, you know. And he said getting out of bag wasn't the worst part. He said the hardest part was that those kittens kept scratching me. That's a hard ass father there. Put you in a bag full of kittens and throw your ass in a lake. Yeah, that's a tough way to learn how to swim there. That'd be Houdini as well. Had four boys, two houses, two cars, and married again by 37. Yeah, yeah. Most of us live life. We've lived a lot of life by 37. We're not just figuring out that nobody's there to save us. This is shit we learned, while we were riding our bikes. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. From politicians, Tomcat, yeah. Yeah. No, I never honestly believed. I didn't fall for a whole lot of stuff. Don't you know? I never got on the Democrat or the Republican thing, but I did get on the Trump train. Yeah, because after that first administration, his first term, he did such an awesome job. I mean, gas was under $2 a gallon. We completely at peace. You know, everything was going great. He was just, called up North Korea and said, hey, quit firing those missiles and shit. They quit firing those missiles. Yes, everything was rosy. This time around, it's completely the opposite. They were doing some shit over there in Afghanistan. Remember during his first term, and what was it? Some ISIS leader or something, Hezbollah or one of those bullshit things. He just surgical strike missile hit the car that the guy was riding in, blew up that one car, flew away. That was it. It lasted all of 20 minutes, 15 minutes. Nobody else died. They came to him and said, hey, earlier before that, they came to him and said, "Hey, this guy is in this building right now. We can launch a missile at it and take him out." And Trump said, "Are any civilians gonna? How many civilian casualties will there be? 200? No, that's too many. I'm not doing it. Nope. We'll get him some other time." Now that same guy who said 200 people was too many is just bombing the shit out of everybody. Just civilian casualties left and right. They're just racking them up. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Yeah, all over the place. So it's almost as if it's a different person in there now. I swear. Completely the opposite of what he was last time, from 2016 to 2020. I'm not saying he's a clone or some shit like that. I don't know, but I don't know what's going on, but it's a lot different. Oh, your daughter saw the Iron Maiden tapestry? All right. You were homeless for the first time at 11, Hurst? Yeah, yeah, RR, yeah. Yeah, the Avengers would save him. Lisa, I vote. The only time I've ever voted was for Trump. Yep, I voted for him 3 times, but I'll never vote again. Me personally, that's all. I've learned my lesson there. Yeah, we learned quick, Arnis. You're damn right about that. Oh yeah, yeah, Tet, Big League Chew. Yeah, yeah. I've got some. Wait, right here. I've got some real Big League Chew right here. Oh yeah, look what else I got, y'all. I got this today. Check it out. Yeah, you see that? Up there on the old nostalgia shelf. Yeah, that's pretty damn cool. I saw that shit and I had to get it. I have such fond memories of Dr. Seuss. Oh yeah, true, Robert. Yeah, if your process can be reverse engineered, it'll be stolen from you anyway. Yeah, yeah, yeah. OG. Yeah, you're right. And we've known that forever. Energy cannot be destroyed, only transformed, and most of it we transform into heat. So they can't. They haven't been able to figure out how to do something with all that heat, or have they just not been willing to because all that excess heat would just be free energy. You were chewing real tobacco by 13? Yeah. Yeah, I used to chew Hawken, that the dip the in a plastic green plastic can. It was called Hawken. Yeah, my dad got me and my brother dipping. I was I was 8, so my brother was 6. Weren't we just talking about how no one is coming to save us? What's Trump gonna do? He's not saving anybody. I know that. Yeah. Well, he did. Well, he did. He said that he would end the if he said out of his own mouth, he said that he would end the Russian Ukrainian war if he was elected. He would end it before he took office. He said that, and he didn't. Now, whether he could or not, if he couldn't, then he shouldn't have said it. But because he said it, he lied. All right. He said he would do that. Um, and he's touted himself as being the only president in the last 100 years or whatever who hasn't started a new war. So nobody wants to call this a war, so he won't be a liar. Okay, it's not a war. It's a counter pre-offensive engagement or whatever. Okay, it's not a war. So we'll let him slide on that one. But he straight up said that that the economy would be booming and that the Ukrainian war would be over before he even took office. And neither one of those has come to pass. I'm not saying the dude is evil or anything. I'm not saying he's Joe Biden. I'm just saying I'm irritated with him because he's not doing what he said he was going to do like he did last time. Last time he took office, the first time he took office in 2016, he did everything he said he was going to do. He kept us out of conflicts. We had more money. The economy was rocking. Gas prices were below $2. Now, we're dropping bombs and gas prices are almost $4 a gallon. So something's not adding up. Wheel Gauge, what's up, Wheel Gauge? We're in the spirit world, asshole. They can't see us. Yeah, Wheel Gauge. Hell yeah. Yeah, Melody. Oh yeah. Yeah, we need to watch and pay attention. I've said it from the beginning, Melody. Trump's whether he's doing a good job or not, we will not know for about 10 or 20 years. It will be his legacy that we judge, not what he's doing right now, because this shit tends to unfold for 5, 10, 20 years down the road. Then now when all this prosperity comes about and the next president is in, and he'll take credit for all this shit Trump did. All right, that's just how it is. They've done it the whole time. I've seen them do it. Obama, they take credit for what the last president did because it takes a while for that shit to unfold. So yeah, I'm not saying that it's all doom and gloom. I'm just saying I voted for the guy 3 times and he's irritating the shit out of me with this stuff now. Now, I'm not saying that maybe we absolutely needed to do this stuff over there in Iran. I don't know. I'm not privy to all that shit. Maybe the world would have ended if we hadn't started dropping bombs over there. Maybe the United States as we know it would not exist today if we hadn't started dropping bombs on Iran 2 weeks ago. I don't know. But I was under the impression when I voted for Trump that I was voting against dropping bombs on other countries. Oh, really? Putting them on blast, Bucky? You notice that too, Lisa? Yeah. It seems that way to me, Wayne. It just, everything's going completely different than it did. And I don't know, maybe that's just circumstances. Maybe, an alien took over his body. Maybe he got cloned. I don't know. But it's different. It's probably just circumstances are different and he's had to make tough decisions that make him look like shit. That's the most reasonable answer. But the facts remain that he's making decisions that we don't necessarily agree with, the people that voted for him. Lola from Minnesota, hello. Glad to see you here. Glad you can make it, Lola. European harp tech makes Alaska look like Minnie Mouse, Tomcat. I did not know that, dude. I sincerely did not know that. Yeah. Oh, you were 4 when you started the Copenhagen? I thought you were 6. All right, Bucky. Yeah, age and term limits for all of them, Lola. I agree. Yeah. Felix, what's up, Felix? Yeah, all these proven rhinos run the party, and he keeps endorsing them. Yeah, and he he was against half the Republican. Now he's talking about the Republican Party like it's God's gift to the United States, and they're selling us down the river as much or worse. Probably they might be even worse than the Democrats because they get you to trust them, and then they don't do anything. You know, they're the smoke. If the Democrats are the mirrors, they're the smoke. You know what I mean? They're hiding shit and all. The Republicans are just as bad or worse than the Democrats. Yeah, Lauren, there you go. There you go. Make a decision on Trump on his last day in office. Yeah. Yeah. I will probably, honestly, make a decision on Trump like 10 years after he's been out of office. Look back and say, I was wrong. I gave that guy too much shit. He did well for America. You know what I mean? I shouldn't have been bitching about him so much. But right now, in looking around at what's going on today, I've got some bitching to do. Yeah, hold tight and hope for the best, plan for the worst. The story of our lives. Yeah, RR. Yeah, no matter who's in there, right? Yeah. You getting fired up, Arnis? We going to Cuba? All right, hey, we might be headed to Cuba right now. Arnis is getting fired up, everybody. Yeah. If he comes down out of the mountains of Colorado, we might have to join the train. Luckily, it comes right past me, right past my house, so I can just walk out in the street and jump on the train. Y'all can pick me up on your way to Cuba. Yeah, we'll build our garbage rafts and head over there. 182 Marines in Beirut in 83. The old caliphate, Persian land said to return in the end times. No, he's kicking ass. Yeah. No, I totally agree, Hurst. But he promised me he wouldn't kick ass. And that's one of the reasons I voted for him. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a problem with him kicking ass. Yeah. I mean, I'm not arguing with the point that he's kicking ass. Yeah, my problem is that he said he wouldn't. Yeah, that's my problem. Oh yeah, OG. Oh yeah. If religion, banks, and politics didn't exist, we wouldn't have any reason to die. We'd have nothing to die for. Except for protecting our own, you know. And that, I mean, I still, just the overall idea of that. Used to be war was, you know, think of the Vikings. They would jump out of their longboats and storm a beach, and they would fight again, you know, to take somebody's shit, and people would fight to protect their families and their shit. That used to be war with warriors. Now war is somebody telling you to go die for democracy or go kill for democracy, or some rich son of a bitch sending us out there to die or to fight or kill, whatever. It's not the same. We don't even get to plunder. We don't get to take new land. Nothing like that. No, what do you get? You get PTSD and some shitty ass healthcare that they don't want to give you at all. Some, what do you get out of it now? So it's crazy how the world has accepted that idea that someone else can send you off somewhere to die for just an idea, not even real, not gold or plunder or land or anything, just an idea. Just an idea. Democracy. This kind of shit. Yeah, bullshit. Bullshit. The Vatican was blacked out. Rubio's Cuban. What? You think he can translate for us? Is he Gen X? I wonder if he'll come with us. He doesn't get my job as vice regent though. I know that. He can be secretary vice regent or something. Hurst. If you're suggesting that Rubio get my job, He can be Baker. He can have Laura Ann's job. Yeah, no, Wenjo. Yeah, that's absolutely correct. He did not. Yeah, and they make a passing reference to Jesus in that book, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Uh, they say, they're looking down at Earth, these aliens and shit, and they're like, well, they had one guy got nailed to a tree because he suggested that people should just get along, be nice to each other, and they nailed his ass to a tree. Like, what the hell is wrong with these people? Yeah, it was pretty damn funny. Yeah, yep, yeah, Tomcat, enlighten with common sense. Now, if there's something real to fight for, I can't stress it enough. I'm not against war. I'm not anti-war. Don't don't get me wrong. If there's a real reason to fight, well, hell, let's grab our axes, our machine guns, whatever we got. We'll tear each other up. Blast each other apart. If there's a real reason, but just doing it for no reason, just because some oil magnate wants to jack up the prices of oil or whatever else, you know what I mean, for some stupid ass reason, but the reason they tell us is we're spreading democracy, that's never the real reason. Whatever they tell us is the reason. That's a bald-faced lie. So we never know the real reason. We always have to try to figure it out. Is it oil? Are we fighting for oil, or are we just doing the bidding of another country? What's really going on? So yeah. But if we had a good reason, hell, let's fight to the bone, to the gristle. Your living room is messy and you need to do dishes, right? Yeah, that's a hell of a problem there, Roz. Yeah. 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 Yeah, Lauren. Yeah, that is true. And I have to take that into consideration, right? But my question is, why doesn't he say that then? If I was elected and I was going to do something completely the opposite of what you elected me for, I would come out and tell my constituents, hey, I know I ran on this, everybody, and it breaks my heart to have to betray you. It really does. But you'll have to trust me. I have no choice here. I just don't. That, so, an address to the nation. I'm truly sorry, but it is the way it is. Y'all don't understand it, but that's not what we see. Yeah, yeah. Fuel's up 70 cents. Taxes, tariffs, wages stagnant. Yeah, yeah. Everything's inflation. That's the worst tax of all. Underground is inflation. They're kicking our dollars ass. Our And a lot of people don't understand that, what causes inflation, and why the prices of goods actually go up. Uh, it's because our dollar is going down. Our dollar buys less than it used to. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All that bullshit, Metal Gear. Yeah. And again, just like Loran said, I'm not, I'm not trying to trash Trump or anything. I'm not an anti-Trumper. Hell, like I said, I've said it over and over again. I voted for the guy 3 times. I just have questions about some of the things he's doing. That's all. He's still, even taking into account his first term, he's still the best president I've ever seen. Now that doesn't. He's not done with this term yet. We'll see if maybe he'll do better on with all this shit. Maybe they'll go over there that the whole Iran thing could end tomorrow. I was hoping it would end in 3 days and they'd be out of there, but it's not. It's still going on. It could end tomorrow, or it could go on for 20 years. We don't know yet, so we'll see. Only time will tell. Teach the grandkids real stuff. Yeah, Laura Ann. Yeah, that might pay big dividends in the future. Yeah, the Revolutionary War. I'd probably say the Civil War too. I know there are a lot of questions and stuff about the Civil War, but I don't know. The Civil War, I'd say that was probably necessary. It was very costly, very horrifying, horrible war, but it might have been necessary, depending on I've heard a lot of different things about why it actually started and stuff, but it ended slavery. So overall, if that's the reason slavery was ended, was the Civil War, which I believe it was. It needed to be fought, and that's a testament to when we had a problem in the past, we solved it. We didn't run off to Somalia, and we didn't run off to Mexico and we didn't run away from our problems. We stood up and fought for it and got our shit right here in America and made the United States a great place to be. And by fighting the Civil War, we set an example to the world that you can make your country a great place to be. And that's why I look around and I see these people running away from their countries and coming here instead of staying and fighting for what's right or whatever and making their country better. I don't understand that. Honesty has the same effect to politicians as a crucifix does to vampires. Yeah, RR. Nisera Gesera? What's that, Lisa? What is that? I don't understand that reference. Yeah, to fix anything, pain must come with it. If it costs everything. Yeah, Bucky, I've said that in the past too. That's why we'd never fix anything, because the American people won't have it. They don't want to pay the short-term price for long-term gain. Okay? They could fix the economy. They could fix everything. But we would suffer in the short term. Nobody wants that. They want bandages, right? Put a Band-Aid on it and get the stock market to go up a little bit and get the economy cranking a little bit, and then we're happy for the short term. Oh, everything's wonderful again. I'm sick of that. They need to cut the patient open and remove the cancer. But that'll never happen. Oh, okay, Wenjo. Yeah, it is very cool. Very cool. Oh yeah, Arnis. I'm not against the dude. Not at all. Um, I wish I knew why he's doing some of the things he's doing. Is the only thing I really wish. Rich Long, what's up, Rich? Glad to see you here, buddy. Muskogee, JD Vance. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, yeah, we'll see. I don't know what the hell is going to happen after Trump gets out, but I heard that all this stuff that he's doing is pushing a bunch of morons to vote Democrat. I mean, I don't know. If you're going to vote Democrat, I shouldn't call you a moron. Whatever. It's going to push a bunch of people to vote Democrat with all the wars and stuff, all this stuff that's going on, the price of gasoline and stuff, and we're going to get a whole bunch of Democrats are going to take over the at the midterms. So we'll see, and then the next presidency will probably you'll be able to tell if the midterms get overrun with Democrats, then which it doesn't matter there, honestly, Democrat, Republican in there on Capitol Hill, the House and Senate and all that shit, they're the same. But it just tells you the way people are voting. So they'll put a Democrat in, and if there's a Democrat, then you saw, it's gonna a repeat of what we had with Biden. Carmen Sylvia official, yeah, Carmen. And speaking of Carmen, I put everybody's links to their YouTube channels in the description of this video. So check that out. Just Another Guy in the Woods, Living and Active, Carmen Sylvia Official. All those links are down in there. Gen Xers with channels. I hope you check them out. Sincerely, I really do. Hope you check them out. Give them a subscribe if you like their content. And now Carmen actually, now I wish she's all official and shit. I wish I would have put official. Gen X thinks official. You know what I mean? That just sounds cool. And now I missed an opportunity there, I feel like. But thank you, Carmen, for showing up, hanging out with us. Recovery Motorsports, what's up? West Virginia reporting. All right. Oh yeah, everything's good, dude. Yep. Yeah, douche over double douche, RR. Oh yeah, housing market's getting out of hand. They've been allowing huge corporations to buy up our residential housing and just turn them into rentals. That's completely out of hand. It's ridiculous. Yeah, yeah, Lisa. Okay. Yeah, that's another thing he said. He kept talking about human trafficking and all that, and then kind of got squirrely with the Epstein files and still redacted a whole bunch of that stuff. So there's some questions there too. Yeah, yeah. See, that's the group that I say it over and over again, Laura Ann. That's the great thing about this chat. This is not an echo chamber. Think about it, people. Think about it. You see underground saying one side and then other people saying another side, and we're all in here mixing it up. Nobody's, all caps curse words and calling each other names and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? We're taking criticisms of politicians that we voted for, and we're still alive. We're still alive. We're not getting all upset. We're not crying. We don't need our cry corner, our therapy and our medication and shit. We're just having a decent, intelligent, common sense conversation about what's going on in the world. So it really makes me happy and proud to be Gen X, to see that this isn't an echo chamber. The last thing I wanted to see when I look at the chat here is everybody all the way down the line, everybody in the chat, go Trump, or impeach Trump, either side. I don't want to see both of either side. We're just asking questions about the President of the United States and what he's doing now. That's it. And there's nothing wrong with that. No, if you voted for him or if you didn't, right? That's just wonderful. I'm serious. I think that is so awesome. So thank every one of you for just being real human beings. Yeah, not being completely, you know, brainwashed sheep, and being able to read or hear someone else's point of view that doesn't agree with your own, and be okay with it. Okay, Jesse doesn't agree with me, or Hurst doesn't agree with me. Yeah, and it's okay that we don't. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, Trump's the captain of the ship, and that's the thing. Exactly. Once you're out on the water, the captain's calling the shots, and you just have to trust in him. We can be down in the bilges. Is the captain? You think he's all right? I saw him drinking. He might be a little. You know what I'm saying? But in the end, you just got to trust the captain. So that's where it's at. That's where the boat we're in now. Oh yeah, underground. Yeah. No, I agree. We're toast. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Roz, I agree. Have the politicians just stay the hell out of our business. Exactly, living. Yeah, the difference between generations on full display. That's older generations and younger generations. It's literally skipped a generation. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, DVS, it's getting harder to get a loan for a house. Oh, definitely. Definitely, Arnis. Yeah, we have almost nothing in common with politicians. Yeah, if everyone agrees, then we don't have anybody to make fun of and laugh at. Yeah. Well said, Lauren. Yeah, we can debate without throwing tantrums, Lisa. Yep, exactly. Rusty Dude, what's up? Now we got a Canadian voice in here. About time. Yeah, we try to, Carmen. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, Wenjo. And it's important to entertain other ideas. As I've said in the past, you play devil's advocate, okay? If you say that, I don't know, styrofoam is the best material to build a house with, you just somehow you're convinced that that's the best material, and other people come at you and tell you, hey, bricks might be better. Wood, I know, you meet somebody else that said wood's better. You might start questioning your whole styrofoam thing, you know, or they might solidify your belief that styrofoam. Either way, hearing the opposing idea will help you. Either it'll solidify your idea and you'll know that your idea is better, or it'll tell you to get rid of that damn idea and adopt something else. So either way, now in an echo chamber, you don't get that. Everybody just believes the same shit, whether it's wrong, right, nobody knows. It just everybody agrees on it. So there's no debate, there's no discourse, there's no pushback, no devil's advocate, and that's the worst possible way to be. Yeah, different opinions in different countries. Yeah, Rusty. Yeah, Crab Man. What's up, Crab Man? Yeah, if you've got them, yeah, yeah. Oh, all right, Hurst, you're in and out because you're spring cleaning. Yeah, Robert. Yep. The joy in life. You're free to change your mind when you are presented with new information. And if the new information is good information and the information you got before is bad, you should change your mind. Yeah. Yeah, living. Uh, oh yeah, Arnis, all of them. They, yep, every last one of them. Strip it down to the, take it down to the concrete and start over. Yep, yeah. Hopefully, in the end, we'll land where we're supposed to be, RR. But you know, yeah, Roz. Well, that we're not toast if people start doing that. Yeah, yeah. That's a tough one when you see how people are, the masses out there. The common person out there is just you know they're just bamboozled. They're brainwashed into believing all kinds of bullshit and supporting people and companies who are out to make them poorer and take everything they have, and they're supporting them. It's literally like, clapping and applauding for the bear while he's eating your leg. And you're like, oh, I love bears. It's so wonderful. Thank you very much. You know? Uh, I don't understand it. I don't understand it one bit. Yeah, Robert. Yeah, I agree. That's what I'm trying to do. That is my plan. Become as self sufficient and skilled as I can. Yeah. John Sheeman. What's up, John? Yeah. Yeah, undergrad. That's kind of the take I have on myself. I'm not saying I don't fall for shit, but I'm not going to fall for it over and over again. Yeah. Screw me once, shame on you. Screw me twice, shame on me. And that's a rule I live by. Yeah, OG, yeah, propaganda really works well. They spend billions upon billions of dollars. They study mass psychology. They research this shit. They know what they're doing. They are experts at it. We see it in our commercials selling us shit we don't need. Uh, in our politics, voting for people who want to rob us and make us sick. We see it in everywhere. We're convinced of all kinds of bullshit that just isn't true. Oh, yeah, that's one thing they do right. They're good at lying. All right. Well, we're happy you're here too, Win Joe. Yeah, dim as 5-watt light bulbs. Yeah, yeah, Lisa. The land of confusion. Yeah, analog. Yep. Yeah, you're right. Spirit Walker. All right, Metal Gear. Yeah. Well, I honestly did. I'd never voted before until Trump. I'd never voted before in my life until Trump. So, uh, to come out, to come out of the closet, or come out and vote, to come out of my hiding place and engage in politics and do all that. So I have a lot, riding on him inside my own mind. I've got a lot riding on him. So if and in my own mind, if I'm going to question anyone, if I had the right to question Obama or question Biden or who was the dipshit, the really dumb one? I know Biden wasn't the sharpest tack in the shed, but the Republican one, Bush. If I'm going to question those fools, then I have to question Trump when he does some stuff that I don't like either. I can't just follow blindly because I voted for him. That I will not do. So I'm going to ask questions. Yeah, 2 hours today. Yeah, AF, it's a 2-hour show today. Yep. Oh yeah, Roz. If we started getting together, but that's the thing. But if we started getting together, if everybody did and started getting together and fixing things at a local level, yeah. But the thing is, there are so many people who are brainwashed that they're fixing things at a local level by voting for socialist Muslims. Yeah, that's how they're fixing America at the local level, by voting in socialists. Rach, what's up, Rach? Glad to see you here. Yeah, I think so. I think you're right, Arnish. We're beyond that shit now, dude. I think it's 2 minutes to midnight. Oh, all right. Yeah. My only thing is, why the hell are those carrier groups over there? Not why are they over there, but how are those carrier groups over there in the Straits of Hormuz or whatever it is? How is that raising the gas prices over here? We export oil from America. We don't buy gas from the Straits of Hormuz. We don't get oil from the Straits of Hormuz, or we might, but we don't need to. Not because we need it, not because we don't have a surplus. We have a surplus of oil here in the United States. We export 4 point some million barrels a day, literally a day. And you're telling me that some ship gets blown up in the Straits of Hormuz, that it raises my gas prices to $4 a gallon? So, something's iffy. Something doesn't. 2 and 2 is not equaling 4 here. How are we sending our oil and refined gasoline and natural gas out, shipping it out, exporting it abroad, right? And somehow something happens on the other side of the planet, it makes our prices of our gas go up, that we got out of the ground that we live on. So I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me. Maybe somebody else smarter than me can figure that out. Well, I mean, besides the obvious, oil companies just raising the prices because they want more profits. Besides that. Yeah. Who is that? Lola. Yeah, we need to pray for common sense. You're damn right about that. Oh, Lisa, yeah. Well, I do too. And awake, I mean, see, that's the thing. A lot of people say they're awake because they're conservative, or they're awake because they're progressive and Democrat. That's not awake. Awake is seeing that Democrat, Republican, progressive, conservative, that's the matrix. You step back and you look, okay, look at these, people fighting amongst themselves. That's the matrix. So to call yourself awake, because you've been voting Republican every 4 years for the last 40 years or whatever, you call yourself awake. I don't think that's awake. myself personally. Well, yeah, I don't think voting in itself is bad, Arnis. Um, we just need, but if we're gonna vote, we need to know. We need one. You've heard me say it 1,000 times. Stop voting for damn lawyers. Stop voting for lawyers. Just don't do it. If they were a lawyer, vote for a pig farmer or an acrobat, a anything, a vibe coder, I don't care. A dental assistant, something besides a lawyer, anything besides a lawyer. So we got to stop voting for lawyers. Um, Once we do that, I think at least we're recognizing the problem, and maybe that will put us on the path to fixing it. All right, Robert, be cool, buddy. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us. So we pay security for the world. Uh, we forced all the domestic oil companies offshore, so we pay security for the world. I'm not. I'm not sure I understand that. So they can only drill out in the Gulf of Mexico. Still, it's not. Doesn't have anything to do with the Straits of Hormuz. It seemed like they'd have to be blocking off the Gulf of Mexico for it to affect us. I know I can't, I can't make the United States government stop being the world police and spending, our dollars on policing the entire world. I can't stop that. But I can get myself an electric vehicle and solar power and quit giving money to these corrupt oil companies. I can do that. You watch. I might be 85 before I finally able to do it, but I'm never going to give up on the idea. I'm not giving every damn penny I make to these sons of bitches for the rest of my life, even if I just get one day of freedom. I don't give a shit. The bear and the rabbit joke, yeah, Wenjo, yeah, I remember it. Yeah, oh yeah, oh man, I agree. Yeah, it's corporate greed. We need the reset to happen. Whether it be an asteroid or a zombie outbreak, I don't care. Yeah. Oh yeah, Loran. Yep. And that tells you that they're all puppets up there. They're all bullshit artists because they have a Republican majority up there now. That should be their job, is to take what the Republican president wants and turn it into law so the next president can't just erase it with the stroke of a pen. But they're not doing it. They're doing nothing. Nothing. Why? Why won't they do anything? Now they just passed a law that said that so that their sex crimes in Congress and the House and all that, they can't be made public, right? So we can't know how much taxpayer dollars are being spent, hush money and in lawsuits and shit to shut these people up that they've victimized however you say it. Yeah, so we can't know. Now, if anybody else does it, they've got to put a sign in their yard and shit. Let a mechanic or a short order cook or something go commit a sex crime. They got to put a sign in their yard, get registered as a sex offender. But these people, they passed a law for themselves. Why can't short order cooks pass laws for themselves to protect themselves? It's so diabolical. It's really mind blowing. I get really pissed off when I start thinking about it. Yeah, mosques everywhere, Lisa. Yeah, freaking awesome. with your freaking awesome handle. What's up, dude? Glad to see you here, man. Vote for Jesse 2028. Yeah. Yeah, they'd kill me before I ever got there. Yeah. I'd be right beside Jimmy Hoffa. Oh yeah, Arnis, yeah. If it's either being manipulated through the electronic voting system, just coding, they can just manipulate it through there, or through misinformation online. AI can just make shit up whenever they want. They can, let's say JD Vance runs for president now. At the end of this, they can literally have video going viral of JD Vance having sex with a pig, and it would look completely realistic. You would have no idea, no way of knowing. We could all know that it was bullshit, but still, we'd all have that image in our heads of JD Vance having sex with a pig. The video looked completely real, even though it was AI generated. Nobody's going to vote for him. You know what I mean? Even though he hadn't done anything. So yeah, this kind of shit that's that kind of manipulation we have to look forward to as well. Yeah, tired of being the rabbit. Yeah, when Joe. Yeah, maybe Metal Gear. I don't know. I've never seen the stat on that, but it wouldn't surprise me if they were. Yeah, yeah, they cause big problems, Arnis. Yep. What? Okay, you. I need somebody to explain to me, like I'm 5 years old, why the oil that's pulled out from under the Gulf of Mexico goes up in price because they close off the Straits of Hormuz. They pull it out of the underneath the Gulf of Mexico and bring it in through Texas and Louisiana, refine it, and then ship it to the States, send it to the States as gasoline. So how the hell does this? How does the Straits of Hormuz affect our oil? We export. We have so much that we export 4 point something million barrels of oil a day. So how? How does that affect the price? Except for just straight up greed. That's it. They could say that that an asteroid hit Mars and they got to raise the prices. You know what I mean? Oh, they found out that some solar system in X Gamma galaxy just went up in flames, so we're raising the prices of gasoline. They can use anything as an excuse, and I get that they're using that as an excuse. But is it a legitimate one when we are exporting 4 point some million barrels of oil out of America every single day? So that's what I don't understand. Hormuz has nothing to do with the gasoline, the physical making and transporting of gasoline here in America. Nothing. Doesn't affect us at all. Except our prices, of course. The only thing it affects is our prices. It doesn't affect anything else. Oh yeah, underground, yeah. Justice system might be the worst thing about, yeah, that might be worse than the politics, than the warmongering, than the military industrial complex, than the pharmaceutical industry, you name it. Our justice system might be the worst aspect of our country. Completely and absolutely corrupt. Okay, I just read that, and we actually import crude oil and refine it and export refined gasoline and diesel and shit. So I have to look into that, Hurst. What I read is either wrong, and we don't refine oil here at all anymore, or and I was misinformed, or I don't know. See, it's all confusing. So what I just read might have been wrong. Maybe we're so stupid that we're refining oil, all of our oil overseas somehow for some reason. Why the hell are we importing oil from Venezuela and exporting gasoline and diesel? I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on. I know it's a bunch of bullshit lies, though. I know that. Oh yeah, yeah. We can't discuss them without being deplatformed. Yeah, that's the thing, Bucky. Yeah. So yeah, that's why you don't hear me talk about it. Y'all can try talking about it over there on Discord. I'm not gonna say it. Yeah, because then this would just go away. This YouTube with this whole conversation would just vanish, and so I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. We can talk about the elephant in the room, and then that there's no more talk, or we can just ignore the elephant in the room and talk about everything else, and we all know the elephant's in the room. You know what I mean? Just all agree that, okay, we all acknowledge and know that the elephant's in the room, but we're just not going to talk about it. But yeah. Less oil through the straits, and less oil for us to keep here. Still, I'm confused now. I'm honestly confused. Because I just read that we export out of America, we drill up out of the ground and export 4 point something million barrels a day. And along with natural gas, a whole bunch of natural gas too. So if we're exporting oil, we're gathering oil here. Why the hell, if we got it so screwed up that we can pump enough oil out of our own ground to supply us and sell it overseas, and we still are affected by some strait on the other side of the planet, if our system is that screwed up, then there is no hope for us. That's ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. Come on. You could not provide for a family making those kind of decisions on a smaller scale, because the only reason you couldn't is because you could not rob your kids every day for long enough to support the family. You can only go and break into their piggy banks and take out enough to last you a day or two, right? If they've been saving up their entire lives. But they can rob from us for decades and decades, right? Generations they've been robbing us. So they can keep kicking this can down the road. That's the only reason. SD9, what's up? Yeah, it's all one big psyop. Yeah, it's all bullshit, dude. All bullshit. You drill down into it, dude, and it doesn't make sense. So what I'm learning now, and I'm learning here, we are drilling oil out of our ground, out from under the Gulf of Mexico, enough to export 4 point some million barrels a day, and we're still affected by some strait over there on the other side of the planet because somebody sunk a boat over there, saw a ship, a tanker ship, and blockaded a strait on the other side of the planet. So that raised the price of gas here. But everybody thinks that's okay. That's just normal. That's okay. Yeah, that's normal. Yeah. Freaking awesome. Texas City, the biggest refinery. It's all a fever dream. Oh shit. Too bad we picked that topic right now, AF. I'm trying to learn about it. Cheaper to refine overseas. Yeah, cheaper for them, more expensive for us. Obviously, it's not cheaper for us, right? Our gas prices keep going up. Again, we see, from what I'm gathering, our jobs and our industry has just been sent overseas, and we pay the price for it. We do. Okay, I'm beginning to understand now how we're getting screwed. I knew we were getting screwed. Now it's becoming clear to me just how we're being screwed. Yeah. Jeff 7, what's up, Jeff 7? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, to post links. Yeah, well, I post, anybody who wants to can send me their link through email, and or just tell me. A lot of y'all have channels, and I don't even realize it that y'all have channels, but I'll promote your channel. As you see, I've got, I don't know, half a dozen channels down in the description of this video right now of other Gen Xers. So I'll promote your channel. I don't have any problem with it. Hopefully y'all promote mine back. If you don't, I don't care. You know, I don't even know if you do. I still promote you. So, yeah, I think we should promote each other and get, help each other grow, and yeah, it can't, nothing but good can come from it. Yeah. Again, yeah, that's that globalism shit. And another thing I heard is that China is now pushing hard for globalism. Yeah, the whole global. They want a global currency, global ID, global all this, and that was when, that started when they first started this whole global economy. That was the first step in all this bullshit. Uh, that was the first hole in our boat, and we've been bailing ever since. I'm trying to bail it out, but yeah, this globalism shit, it's a it's a death sentence to free thinking, liberty loving individuals around the world. I don't care what country you're in. Globalism is a death sentence. Yeah, oh yeah, they're starved for oil right now. AF, yeah. I heard that. I heard that before. AF. Oh yeah, the EPA, all that NAFTA bullshit. Yeah, Hearst. Yep, NAFTA, a load of crock of dog shit that we were sold. It's supposed to be the best thing in the world for all of us. Yep, another just a bucket full of stinking lies we were fed. NAFTA. Yeah. Oh, the EPA won't let us build new refineries. Ah, what is the EPA? And what jurisdiction does it have? Is it a government agency? Does it have actual jurisdiction? They can pay anybody else off to get what they want done. They're not building refineries because they don't want to pay Americans a living wage to do the work. Not if they wanted to, they pay off the EPA. They pad their pockets and pay them off, and they change the rules just like they do every damn thing else. So yeah, they're you know what I'm saying. Oh, thank you, Living. I appreciate it. Hopefully, I've sent a few interested subscribers your way, Living. Oh, we have 131 refineries down from 279 in 1970. Okay. Yeah, swimming in natural gas. Yeah, I've heard that. Oh, thank you, Living. I appreciate it, buddy. Norway's getting rich on this. Yeah, I love it when, Norway gets rich, but the Norwegians get poorer. You hear all that shit. Norway's getting rich, but Norwegians now, we weren't talking about Norwegians. Yeah, well, they're all, getting poorer. Yeah, America's getting rich, but Americans now, that's a different subject now. They're all jobless, and a lot of them are homeless, and even if they do get some money, we've made the home so expensive that they can't buy one. So, and then made it so hard, even if they have the money to buy one, they can't get it. So yeah, it's crazy. Oh, you're welcome, Wayne Beatty. I'm happy to do it. Honestly, sincerely, very happy to promote other channels. Promote the Christopher John Show, Gen X Hellscape. All right, Christopher John Show. If you send me a link through email, I'll put it down in the description of my videos in the future, Muskogee. And that's an open invitation to anybody. As long as it's a Gen X channel and a small channel, I'm not gonna promote what's that guy, Mr. Beast or something, stupid shit like that. I'm not gonna, as long as it's a smaller channel, and I guess I wouldn't have to be Gen X as long as it was a decent human being. I'd rather promote other Gen Xers, but still, as long as they're smaller channels, I will. Oh, good, Bucky. Yeah, glad to hear that. Yeah, I've got about half a dozen of them there. Yeah, Carmen. Oh, yeah. No, I don't trust doctors either. No. Um, I've said I've never liked vaccines and shots and pills and all that shit. Never. Okay. Throughout my whole life. Now, I've never gotten flu shots, never gotten now I was forced to take vaccines when I was in the army. You just have to do that if you want to be in the army. But since then, I've never voluntarily taken a vaccine or gotten flu shots or any of that kind of shit. And back then, when I was younger, 20s and 30s, that was just the way it was just, hey, you getting the flu shot? No, I don't get those damn things. Oh, okay, well, I'm gonna go get mine. Now you're an anti-vaxxer. You're some kind of weird, crazy. I'm the same as I was 20, 30 years ago. I feel the same way I did back then. I don't want somebody shooting some shit into me. I don't know what it is. Period. End of story. And all, I, I'm not comfortable with it. I don't care. I'm not anti-vaxxer. I'm not anti anything. But I'm just anti any kind of foreign shit in my body that I don't know what it is. And just because somebody tells me what it is doesn't mean that it is what they say it is. You know what I mean? I don't trust any damn buddy putting shit inside me. So yeah, no, I have a hard time unless it's a good doctor that I've known for a long time, and you've seen them work with you and say, okay, hey, this medication, this might not be right for you. You should just go home and eat some valerian root, whatever. Relax a little bit. So there are good doctors out there, don't get me wrong, but finding them. And then nowadays, I don't know what the percentage is. It seems like every doctor I go to doesn't even speak English anymore. Yeah, can't even understand them. They're from India or Pakistan or some shit like that. Environmental Protection Agency is Al Gore yelling in a microphone, yeah, AF. Yeah, yeah, AF. Yeah, 55 mile per hour speed limits. That reminds me of that song, I Can't Drive 55. What was the name? That's not the name of that song, is it? What's the name of that damn song? You've heard stories of the troubles in Sweden? They don't have troubles in Sweden, do they? I thought Sweden was like the perfect place. Sweden's in big trouble, and you're importing it. What's wrong with Sweden? Trust the science, yeah, RR. Yeah, I'm the last son of a bitch on this planet that you will see doing that. Yeah, yeah, the end doesn't scare us, analog. Yeah, yeah, Arnis. Yeah, the red and blue pills, Joe. Yeah, that does. Huh. Yeah, that is a damn uncanny coincidence, unless the writers did that on purpose. Yeah, the British Petroleum. Yeah, he drew cartoon characters. Vote for Pedro. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. That is the name of the song. Oh, all right, Lisa. That's the problem. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So the same problem everybody in Western civilization has. Yeah. All right. The thing that the question I have, Hurst, is why didn't the Republicans fix it? If that's the problem, and the Democrats caused it, why didn't the Republicans fix it when they had the chance? If the Democrats could cause it, then the Republicans could reverse it. But they didn't. They haven't. They won't. I'll bet anything. I'll bet everything I own. I'll bet my my Gen X Thinks channel on it. The Republicans will never fix it because that's not their job. They're not going to do it. Yeah. Even though they have the power to do it, they won't. They won't. And I keep seeing it over and over again. These Republican talking heads, what's his name, Matt Walsh and them. The Republican, they won't do anything. They just won't do anything. They're weak. No, they're not weak. They're doing what they're supposed to do. Nothing. They're doing their job, what they're paid to do. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, that's it. It's they're actors up there playing roles. They're not up there to actually get shit done. They're up there to pretend and posture and pose and scream at the Democrats and and act like they're gonna do it next time. They've been doing that shit for decades. I've been watching them do it since I was old enough to understand the English language. Oh, street gangs from the all right. Oh, that's horrible. Yep, it is horrible to watch all of our wonderful countries in Western civilization swirling down the toilet, go right down the shitter in this way is almost it's almost too much to even think about, man. But it's happening. You libertarians use yellow? Oh, okay. The dude abides, yeah. Okay, Muskogee. All right, I'll put it in the next one. RGB. Yeah, the RGB. What's that called? The values. Hearst. They use the RGB. That was cool when I learned how they do that. They mix different amounts of each of those three primary colors to make every color. Yeah, that's pretty damn awesome. You out here, Lisa? Okay, be cool. Be cool, Lisa. Thanks for hanging out. Celebrate what we have. Yeah, I got some damn fruit cobbler, and I got some sourdough bread rising right now. I got to go stretch it after we're done here. I got to go do the stretch and fold, and then I got to let it rise a couple more hours, and then I put it in the oven. And another thing we have is Gen X Thinks. That's something we all have. We all have in common. We all share that we can value. Yeah, he was an actor, Lola. Yeah. Yeah, I did. That's enough, Bucky. That's why I say just don't vote for lawyers anymore. Republican, Democrat, they're all lawyers. They're all lawyers. They're all liars. Just stop vote. Don't don't stop voting Democrat and start voting Republican. Stop voting for lawyers. I don't give a shit if they're Democrat, Republican, whatever. Stop voting for lawyers. That right there would make such a profound impact on this country if everyone just stopped voting for lawyers right now today. We just stopped voting for lawyers. If you are a lawyer, no. No. You don't get to be in politics. Sorry. Go get a real job. Go become a clothing manufacturer or make bars of soap or something. Do something real. No, that's not, no, underground. That's where me and you, yeah. 95 immigrants are here working and trying to build a better life. True. All right. Who benefits from it? The corporations. The huge corporations. Because they can pay those dudes $3, $4 an hour. Because they can't work legitimately. So they're getting paid under the table. They're not paying taxes. They're not supporting this economy. They send most of their money back home. They pay $50 a week rent because 15 of them live in one single wide trailer. I've seen it. I've lived with them. Not lived with them in the trailer, but I've worked with them every day. Side by side. Help them fill out the lies on their W-4s and shit. So I've seen it with my own eyes. I know what goes on. And yes, if I was in their place, I don't know. If it's that bad, maybe I would do the same thing. I don't know. I would hope that I would want to stay in Nicaragua or Venezuela or Mexico or whatever and make that place better instead of running away to America. I would hope that I would, but I can't say because I don't know, because I'm not in that position. I don't fault the immigrants. It's not their fault. It's our government's fault, number one, for not having a streamlined, efficient, and effective immigration system. And why don't they have a streamlined, effective, and efficient immigration system? Because the huge corporations pay them not to. Because they want these illegals coming across illegally and working illegally, because they get to pay them nowhere near what they're worth. Way less. These corporations are making billions of dollars off of these illegal immigrants coming here and cutting the asparagus and picking the apples and okay? Nobody gains from it but the huge corporations. The American people don't, and not the immigrants. So yeah, these corporations lobby to keep the immigration laws screwed up like they are, so that that they can keep these wages low. Yeah, vote for your waitress, old man. Yeah, anybody. I'd rather vote for an illegal immigrant. Yeah, as long as he was Mexican or something. As long as he was, from this continent or this hemisphere. Than a lawyer. Suicidal empathy. What's suicidal empathy, Hurst? Yeah, Arnis, that's what I say. That's why I talked earlier about the Civil War. We fixed our own damn country. We fought a bloody Civil War, and a lot of us died to fix our own country. We didn't run off to Venezuela. You know what I mean? Yeah, when Joe, that seems to be, I don't know. It's going to take a hell of a lot to keep it out of the fire. Yeah, the other family of five had the other bedroom and the brother on the couch. Yeah, Lola, okay. 700,000 last year. Yeah. So my point is, yeah, more people should do that. The multi-generational homes, yes. I'm all for that shit. um, that I think that was part of the brainwashing that we've had in the United States. But it's not the immigrants' fault. It's the government and the corporation's fault. All those people should be here, but legally paying taxes, contributing to the economy, not. Well, they shouldn't be paying taxes because none of us should be paying taxes. But if all of the rest of us are, then they should be too. They should be assimilating into our culture, learning to speak English. That should be to. If I was going to move to Mexico, you better damn bet your ass I would be learning to speak Spanish, just out of common courtesy. If I wanted to be a Mexican, I'd speak Mexican. I'd speak Spanish. I just would. To go to that's one thing that does irritate me about immigrants. They don't even attempt to learn to speak English. Some of them. Now, some of them I've seen try really hard, and I respect those, the ones that do. So it's not a blanket thing. But that's just an irritating thing. But I don't blame the immigrants. I blame our government and huge corporations. I don't blame the immigrants at all. Yeah, they don't care, Carmen. Yeah, they don't care about us. They don't care about the immigrants. They don't care about our kids. They don't care about the immigrants' kids. They don't care about any of it. They care about their bottom line. They care about if their stock is going to go up. That's all. We've seen it with the opioid epidemic. They let millions of people die from overdoses so that they could make more money, knowing that it was happening, and hid it. And you think the oil tycoons or the chicken farmers and the apple orchard, the Del Montes and the Tysons, they're just more noble and altruistic than Pfizer? It's got nothing. It doesn't matter what business they're in. They're in the business of making money at the cost of humanity. I don't give a shit if they're selling chicken oil or chicken oil. If they're selling kangaroos or whatever, if they're on the stock market, their bottom line is selling out humanity for the sake of profit, and that's it. Anybody who believes otherwise we're living in the same world, and we're in the same boat as the illegal immigrants. A lot of people don't understand that. The enemy isn't the illegal immigrants. The enemy is the people who are robbing the illegal immigrants and us. And they're getting us pissed off at the illegals when they should just change the laws and make the illegals legal, and so they can do the work and contribute to the economy and be legal. They can't buy cars. They can't, they can't contribute to the economy because they're illegal. Fentanyl deaths are down. Now that's good to know, yeah. Well, I have sympathy for people that hate. Oh yeah, those other cultures that absolutely hate us. Yeah, no, nah, I've got no sympathy for them. Yeah, sympathy for the devil. We should visit New Mexico. I've been through New Mexico. Lived in Arizona for a little bit. Yeah, yeah, a politician of wealth and zero taste. All right, so our time is unfortunately up. We had another great talk. This time we kind of focused on politics a little bit, which we normally don't. But once in a while, you gotta talk about everything, from ancient aliens to nostalgia, movies, music, and what's going on today. And unfortunately, what's going on today is bombs flying and prices going up, and none of us wanted that shit to be happening, but it is. So we all have to try to figure it out, I guess, and try to understand why, maybe, hopefully one day. So I am going to say goodbye to Analog Kid, Mr. Hurst, Light Day, Wayne Beatty, Wenjo, Christopher, Jason Lamore, Laura Ann, Raziel, RR, Electronic Music Underground,
Who else we got here? Living and Active. Old Man. Jeff 7. Carmen Sylvia Official. Again, Living and Active. Carmen. They have channels, and the link is down there if y'all are interested. Hardwire, his live stream is starting right now if y'all are interested. His link is down there too in the description of this video. Old Man, Arnis, DVS, Tomcat, freaking awesome, freaking awesome. OG Tango. Who else we got here? Lola. All right. Bucky. Can't forget Bucky. Muskogee. Did I say Muskogee already? And did I say Analog Kid? Okay. AF was here. I don't know if she's still around. Just Another Guy in the Woods, aka Lek, my boy. Where's Mike Fleisner? Was Mike Fleisner around? Crabman. I'm running out of room. So DVS was here. SD9. Shannon was here. All right. Hopefully I got everybody. Rusty Doob straight out of Canada. All right. So Joe P, there he is. Glad to see you, Joe P. All right. So thank y'all for showing up and hanging out with us. Who's going to get the spiel today? Let's see. Who deserves the spiel? Let's see here. I got to try to pick somebody who I haven't picked before if I can. Let's see here. Did we do freaking awesome? Let's do freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. With a freaking awesome handle like that, you can get the spiel dedication twice, even if you got it in the past. I can't remember, honestly, if freaking awesome has got it. So, this spiel's for you, freaking awesome, straight out of 1980. Just like we used to dedicate our songs over the radio. We're dedicating this spiel to you, freaking awesome. Thank you for hanging out with us and having such a freaking awesome handle, so I can say that multiple times in a row. All right. As always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one. Damn, I thought that guy would never shut up. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you'd like to support the channel by becoming a member, I'll put that link down in the description, or you can head over to the channel page and become a member that way. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can do so by clicking on that super thanks button down there, or you can head over to Buy Me a Coffee and buy me a cup of coffee. I appreciate those of you who do that, and I'll leave that link down in the description as well. If you're interested in Gen X gear, we got some pretty cool stuff over there at Redbubble. Gen X Thinks and Gen X branded stuff, t-shirts, coffee mugs, stickers, all kinds of cool stuff. That's where I got my Thundar the Barbarian t-shirt. But I'll put that link down in the description too. If you can't or don't want to support the channel in any of those ways, you can always do so by sharing these videos on your social media. That helps out one hell of a lot, so thank you very much those of you who do that. Also, we have the Discord channel now, so if you want to continue the discussion over there on Discord, I'll put that link down in the description as well. And I want to say a big thank you to all of you who support Gen X Thinks with your time or your money. It's all appreciated. I value your time just as much as I do anything else, so thank you. And